Immortal, invisible, God only wise is a hymn that lifts our eyes beyond what we can see and reminds us of the eternal, holy, and unchanging God. It takes us straight into the mystery of His majesty. This hymn was not born out of personal trial, but out of a heart longing to capture the grandeur of God in worship. It was written by Walter Chalmers Smith, a Scottish Free Church minister born in 1824. Smith was known for his poetry and preaching, combining a sharp mind with a heart deeply devoted to God. He served in several churches in Scotland, most prominently in Edinburgh, and later became moderator of the Free Church of Scotland in 1893. Though not as famous as other hymn writers, his gift was in shaping profound theology into beautiful, memorable words. The significant moment that shaped this hymn was not a dramatic accident or illness, but rather the spiritual climate of his time. Smith ministered in the heart of Victorian Scotland, an age of scientific progress, cultural upheaval, and shifting religious values. Many worship songs of his day leaned heavily on personal feelings, but Smith sensed the danger of losing sight of God's majesty and transcendence. Out of this conviction, he set out to write a hymn that would lift worship beyond the self, back to the eternal throne of God. In 1867, Smith published Immortal, Invisible, God Only Wise in his collection, Hymns of Christ and the Christian Life. It was inspired directly by Paul's doxology in 1 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 17. Now unto the King eternal, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen. The hymn was not written in crisis, but in contemplation. It stood apart from many hymns of its time, focusing not on personal emotion, but on the transcendence and mystery of God. Each verse of the hymn unveils another aspect of His majesty. Immortal, invisible, God only wise, in light inaccessible hid from our eyes. Here we are reminded of God's eternal nature, dwelling in unapproachable light, unresting, unhasting, and silent as light, nor wanting nor wasting, Thou rulest in might. These words portray God as beyond time, never weary or hurried, sovereign and self-sufficient. To all life Thou givest, to both great and small, in all life Thou livest, the true life of all. This verse declares that God is the source and sustainer of all creation. Great Father of glory, pure Father of light, Thine angels adore Thee, all veiling their sight. Finally, Smith directs us to heaven's worship, where even angels veil their faces before His holiness. Though written by a little-known Scottish minister, this hymn has become one of the most beloved across the Christian church. It is sung in cathedrals and chapels, across denominations and cultures. The majestic Welsh tune, Saint Denio, carries the words with power and reverence. For generations, this hymn has taught believers to bow before the mystery of God with awe. In a world that often demands answers and explanations, this hymn reminds us that some truths are too great to fully explain. We are called not to dissect God, but to worship Him. Immortal, invisible, God only wise leads us to a posture of humility, wonder, and praise. May we join the angels in reverent worship, lifting our eyes to the eternal King. Amen. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the story behind the hymn. If this message has touched your heart, we invite you to subscribe so you never miss the next hymn story. May the Lord bless you and keep you until we meet again. Amen.